Hello and welcome everyone to episode 13 of the Prostate Cancer Patient Empowerment Program podcast. I'm Dr. Gabriela Ilie. I'm your host. This conversation is special to me. I'm honored to share this episode with Mike Hall and his wife, Barb. We came into one another's lives as people first, and everything in this conversation grows from that place. In this episode, Mike speaks about his experience with prostate cancer in a way that is honest, grounded, and deeply human. Barb shares what it means to walk alongside someone you love, not from the sidelines, but together, step by step. What emerges is not advice or instruction, but something far more meaningful, a portrait of care, partnership, and presence. This episode is not about fear. It's about how people stay close in uncertainty. It's about listening. It's about humor, kindness, and trust. And it's about the quiet strength we find in one another. What makes this conversation truly unique is not culture, diagnosis, or expertise. It's this. We hear what's like when illness enters a relationship and how two people respond together. Throughout the conversation, there's a way of speaking and listening that is unhurried, relational, and deeply respectful. Nothing is rushed, nothing is claimed. Care unfolds naturally. This episode quietly reminds us that how we show up for one another matters more than what we say. Care doesn't need to be loud. Support doesn't need to be perfect. Presence is enough. This conversation with Mike and Barb reminded me that first and foremost, we are people. And that being human comes before programs, before diagnosis, before categories. When we meet one another at that level of being human, something softens. And in that softening, strength appears. Mike and Barb don't offer advice or prescriptions. They offer something far more generous. Their lived experience, shared openly without pretense. If you're facing prostate cancer or walking alongside someone who is, this conversation is for you. It's a reminder that relationships matter, that no one carries illness alone, and that there is a dignity in simply being human together. I'm deeply grateful to Mike and Barb for their trust, their openness, their friendship. This conversation is a gift, and I'm honored to share it with you. Thank you for listening and for holding this conversation with the same care it was shared. Welcome, everyone. Mike, Barb, hello. So good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely glad to do it.
Yeah. And before we begin, and I know, we developed the friendship as part of the program because that's how it goes, but just want to acknowledge that you're sharing your personal experiences. I'm very grateful for that. We're very grateful for that. Please feel free to answer only what feels right for you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And we're so happy to be here and, to share us.
Share this journey and what it meant and what PC-PEP has meant to us. Yeah, we're absolutely thrilled to be part of it and share it.
And thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you, Barb. Let's go back. Let's go back to your lives. You're leading normal lives. How does this whole cancer journey, the healing journey, rather, how did it all start?
Absolutely. Well, it started back in 2022, actually, or later 21. I was having some urinary issues, at night, and I was up a lot. So, of course, you start thinking, well, I'm enlarged or something of that nature. And so we go to the doctor and to our family physician and find out that they did a prostate exam and was not enlarged at that point, but started me off on some Flomax. It didn't seem to make much difference, and I wasn't feeling great. So they decided to start some blood work, and realized my PSA was going up. So was above normal. So at that point, I was referred to a urologist, and he did a biopsy and did some more exams and more blood work, and said, "Well, we're just gonna go on active surveillance, put you on active surveillance for a while, and just see how that goes." So that was into the fall. Yeah, that was by this time we're into the fall of 23. So he but the PSA count keeps climbing. So he orders a second biopsy, and it's now has become something that's more aggressive. It's got I'm on 7 on the Gleason scale, and it's looking like it's more aggressive or going to be more aggressive. So he gives me options at that point, the urologist, and says, you've got two paths. You could either do the surgery path or the radiation, go down that path. So made appointments with for oncology referral, and also surgical referral. So after talking to some people I knew that I found had gone either route, through friends and family, I decided to go the surgery route. And but I opted at that point. I wanted the laparoscopic robotic assisted surgery, not the old-fashioned open surgery. So
You wanted it gone.
So yeah, I just wanted it gone.
Yeah.
I just wanted it gone, and so wound up on a surgical wait list at that point. And this is now we're into March of 20 April. Sorry, I'm backing up a little bit. March 23 we're into now. And on this wait list, they said, "Oh yeah, we should have you in by spring." So, but at that point, they stopped doing any blood work. So we don't know what's happening. At that point, you're left. That's where it really started to hit home, that we're just kind of left hanging, and we don't know what's happening. Because the diagnosis was devastating as it was. It was a gut punch, and it was like, where do we go from here? The whole future becomes unknown at that point.
Yeah.
So we wind up on this wait list, a surgical wait list, for the laparoscopic robotic surgery. And through the summer of 24 now, we're into spring, summer 24, still waiting, calling, you're third on the list. If there's, nothing's happening. You keep calling, the wait list doesn't change, your position doesn't change. So finally in July,
Uh-huh.
and I'm feeling worse all the time, fatigue, and just know something's really off. Thankfully, Barb got on the phone and said, basically, enough's enough. We need to know.
Acceptable.
This wait time is unacceptable. We need to know what's happening, and where we're going from here. She knew something was really wrong, and finally they said, "Well, what do you want from us? Because at least do some blood work, because a whole 7-8 months had gone by, and they hadn't even done any more blood work. And finally, they did some blood work on."
We spoke to them on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
You did blood work on a Thursday.
Yes. And that same afternoon, we get a call from the surgeon's office, and said, "We have an opening for you next Wednesday morning." I said, "Well, we just got blood work back this morning." "Yeah, we know, we see it." And and your PSA has gone up dramatically. So all of a sudden, now I'm in. So in August,
Hard start.
it was a hard start. August the
Very hard.
4th,
7th.
7th.
You had
August the
surgery.
7th. Yeah, we had the surgery.
Yeah.
and recovered from that. Things were looking pretty good. Things were looking good through this. Now we're into fall of 24.
Mm-hmm.
So things are looking good. And then subsequent blood tests showed my PSA starting to rise again. And so that's when I got referred to oncology to Dr.
Spring
Rutledge.
of 25.
And wound up with for 25 rounds of radiation and immediately put on ADT therapy, which I'm currently still on. In 18 months, I'm halfway through, which is great. But prognosis is good. Things are positive at this point. I'm feeling better, so we're looking forward to the end of the ADT therapy. It has its issues. There's
Yeah.
lots of things to deal with that, but we're getting through that. So yeah, looking forward to what happens after. So we just
Yeah.
wait for the testosterone to recover afterwards and see where we go from there. But
Yeah.
things are looking positive. So
At the same
What a
time,
what a journey.
that's
What a
what
journey. At the same time, so I want to hear from you,
Yes.
Barbara. What was that like for you as a partner?
I mean, this is a man that had never been sick.
Wow.
And,
Yeah.
he's going to the washroom a bit more. And it's like, well, something's going on. It's up to you to take control of I can't do it for him. And anyways, when he finally went to the doctor, I was surprised. And when this all started coming, I just thought the fear, the gut-wrenching fear. We planned our life together. We were set up in life as we were traveling through, not knowing where we're going, how we're getting there. First time we actually dealt with cancer ourselves and actually had the word cancer used. It just turned our whole world inside out. For the first few years or time frame up until the actual surgery, just before the surgery, we kept it to ourselves. We didn't
Yeah,
tell the
yeah.
kids. Didn't tell anyone. We just kept it to ourselves because we're waiting. We didn't know anything. And at that point, we had not found PC-PEP.
Mm-hmm.
We were on our own.
Wow.
And neither of us had parents to go to, or in that type of support. So from there, when he had the first biopsy done, and prior to hearing the word cancer, from the biopsy to when we actually got the call, and it was a phone call, it was 5 weeks.
yes.
So we were thinking we're on this safe ground. It can't be that serious. We haven't had a call,
Right.
5 weeks after a biopsy. And then we get the call. Now the blue is, yep, you have cancer.
Yep.
I mean, it just rocked us. It rocked us. It was quite
It
stable.
was pretty devastating, and as anyone that's had a cancer diagnosis, I'm sure, can relate to. It throws your whole future into the abyss, so to speak. Because you have no idea where
Yeah.
where things are headed, or and no sense of control anymore. And that's what PC-PEP gave back to us.
Yeah.
That's what it really
It was traumatizing.
It was traumatizing. And there are so many things that both of you said, your life being turned inside out, being on your own, not knowing that uncertainty. And it's normal not to tell anybody because you're still trying to figure out what is this? How we're going to cope with this? Where we go from
We
here?
had no information.
No information.
No.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get handed a few pamphlets.
Yeah.
And you read the words, but you
don't digest
you don't digest it.
So beautiful. Wow.
You read the words, but you don't
Okay.
digest it because you're not in. You just can't.
You have no control.
Your head's somewhere else, and you're reading these things, and it just continues to spin you. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
So from there, the surgery, we were so thankful.
When we found,
So thankful that he was getting the surgery, and we thought this will be behind us.
Yeah.
yeah,
And we went into surgery without really a lot of prep work because it was less than a week from the time we got the call to going, and it was a long weekend in there.
yeah,
So we relied on Dr. Google. a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and some
yeah.
things
Yeah.
didn't make sense, and I'm very practical. So if
Yeah.
it was a little too out there, yeah, well, let's get some more information. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. We had 15, I got like 15 minutes of pre-op preparation. Normally in Hollywood for a day, an appointment, you have you spend some time with, the pre-op nursing staff and in the surgical staff a little bit, come meet you and all that. I got 15 minutes. You're here. This is what's going to happen. Here we go.
but we just powered through each step as it was thrown at us. We just reached together
Yeah.
and was each other's rock. He stood up strong for me, and I'm being strong for him, not letting him
Absolutely.
see the fears, the concerns, what ifs. Where's our lifestyle going from here? Are we going to have a life?
Mm.
We knew nothing. And that was the hardest part, not having the information to digest that was accurate
Yeah.
to where we might be heading.
Yeah. Prior to surgery or during all this wait time,
Yeah. Yeah.
before we discovered PC-PEP.
Yeah.
So it's just like, well, this is a journey. We've got to do it.
I mean,
What choice?
had I had to go through this alone, it would have been a lot different. A lot different. My outcomes likely would have been a lot different. Yeah. I would not be sitting in the position I am right now. I know is very clear to me.
Barb is your rock. Of
Yes.
course. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no doubt.
And from there, like I said, at the time that we made the phone call and got the blood work to move us forward into the surgery part back in 23 to 24 there, that's when we found out about PC-PEP.
Yeah, just prior to surgery. Yeah.
I found it by accident online. The receptionist dropped a word, well, there's groups out there. But not actually who, where, what, or anything. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, well, maybe something's here because we want to know about diet. What can we do to help us before we even started? And we found it and got registered just before the surgery. So we had to wait. We started, but we had to wait for exercise in different parts
Yeah.
afterwards until he was well enough to do
To
that.
really start. But
But it was our lifeline. There's no other way around it. We lived for that daily video.
yeah,
That every morning. I watched it before he even got a chance to. It was our lifeline. It gave us hope. It gave us direction. It gave us information that we were lacking. That's just the first feelings.
absolutely. It gave us hope and gave us back our optimism because we had lost that. It gave us optimism back and we could see a path that we had a little bit of control of because prior to you had no sense of any kind of control. And the PC-PEP program gave us that sense that we had some control of our own destiny, of the outcomes of this, and
courage.
And the hope and courage, yes, to deal with whatever started coming down the road at us. So that's what it gave us, those kind of things, which was life-changing for us. I mean, a cancer diagnosis is life-changing as it is. It is a life-changing event. So this gave us some sense of how it could be different, how it can be different, and what things we could do to influence that. And that was paramount to our well-being and our mental health, our sense of what the future might look like.
But it's not a journey for one alone.
No, it's hard.
Cancer is not a journey to be alone. Just the word cancer, Mike realizing his body let him down. It wasn't nothing he actually did. It's just how it went. That taking that on.
Yeah.
And, had it been myself that had been diagnosed, I think our positions would have reversed.
Absolutely.
But So it was to sit back and try to put myself into his shoes and to understand that had it been me that was diagnosed, I would be feeling these feelings
Mhm.
that he was going through and couldn't speak about at that time.
Mhm.
And he would be the rock and his fears would be so trying to put myself in that reversal really helped
Yeah.
understand a lot,
Mhm.
to give him his quiet time to digest and think about. But then after a couple of days, start dragging it out of him so that we opened up communication and talked. Not an easy chore.
No, because yeah, well, there's the rabbit holes you can go down, and
Oh
you
yeah.
can
Oh
go
yeah.
down to some, if you let yourself, you can go into some deep, dark places.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
And
Even without cancer, but put
even
Yes,
cancer
without
on
that,
top,
that's
right?
right. That's right.
Exactly.
life.
That's
It's
right.
it's really interesting. And how through the program you say, no, communication is vital. You don't know what I'm thinking, feeling. I need to spell that. I need to talk about this. And I think this is one of the things that we've learned, the importance of that relation, not transaction. And when you look in our environment, it's all about transaction.
Yes, it
We're going to
is.
get this done. This is going to happen. We're going to have surgery. And so, but where's the relation in all of this? And I think that's where despair kind of gets a gateway to go into this environment and takes over. And so we want to kind of look, you're a visitor here. You have your place. How about you leave now, despair? And it's in this relation that I guess we find some hope. I guess we find some sense of hope and empowerment and direction as to wait a minute here. I'm the boss in my own home. I can do something about this, and that's what it seems like the two of you have done. You looked at
Yes.
each other and you said, okay, this is we don't know. There's a lot of insert. What can we do about it? What can we? So you moved into that zone. But I do want to ask you. Please tell me. What made you decide to give PC-PEP a try? Why did you give it a try? This is what interests me tremendously. What is it that some people try it, some people don't? Why did you give it a try? What made you give it a try?
Because right from the beginning, when we first started, and Barb brought it to my attention, and we started looking at it, we thought, well, this is something because it touched on so many different aspects of our life of what could help us.
Yeah.
Not of the diet, the meditation, the um, the daily videos, the encouraging videos, the absolutely, it was some you felt connected to something. And I guess that's really what I'm trying to get to. You really felt connected to something. Whereas the other things that we looked at, it was a pamphlet. You go here, you could join a support group, but it was just one piece. This kind of brought it all. The PC-PEP program brought it all together.
And we stayed home.
And we stayed home. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes, yes.
And
Because you
the
also live in rural Canada. You don't live downtown Halifax.
absolutely, absolutely. And because out here in rural Nova Scotia, there isn't any support groups locally, so
Yeah.
you're driving to Halifax or
Yeah.
find something. And to be part of the, to be part of that, I don't know what to call it here, to
Community.
be part of that community, yes. In the Zoom meetings, after the first Zoom meeting, after the first one, I was hooked because of that. Here's a group of people
Mhm.
that create and that are going through exactly the same things I'm going through, or just another version of it. They're on maybe a different part of their journey, but I can relate to all of them, and they can relate to me. And it was created this safe space to talk about anything that we wouldn't normally talk about in a group of strangers. I'll put it that way. People that you hadn't met before.
Yeah.
Um, but they instantly became a part of a family, part of a community that you were part of, and,
Yeah.
and that you could relate to, and that understood you, really understood, because they're dealing with it too. And that was one of the most powerful things for me. It was one of the most, yeah, enlightening things, when after the first Zoom meeting, it's like, this is something I want to be part of, and I'll go do whatever it takes to continue um, to be part of it. So That's what reached out and grabbed us, or grabbed me.
For me, it was a support for me to be able to support him to get the best outcome we could get. And I had a philosophy in life that kind of you spit it out, then you work it out. So for communication, for, whatever it is, you grab onto it and then you work out the kinks. So this gave us to open up each morning with my first cup of coffee and see you and Rob and those videos. And sometimes I'm in tears, sometimes I was laughing, going down the list and thinking, oh, I've got 20 minutes, I can do this at this moment. At the time, like I said, Mike had just started surgery, so the Kegels had to wait.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, those Kegels work for us women too.
I know. One sphincter.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we all age.
The physical aspect of, because Mike was working full time, so I was going for walks by myself on the trails and that, but we started doing things together more.
Yeah.
And he would overdo things, so I kept regulation on him that you can only do so much. And so we were helping each other through it, but it gave us some quietness. It gave us a place to go in the woods, so that we could think.
Yeah.
The deer came out. A cardinal was there. There was so other neighbors that you ran into. And this was pandemic wise and on. And a lot of these terminologies that were being thrown at, we'd never heard. We didn't understand what options were ahead of us.
Yeah.
It was not fully explained, we just did the best we could with what we had, which is okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hindsight's powerful, isn't it? But
Yeah.
this program gave us the power back, the control we needed, that we were doing something and not just letting a medical issue take control of us.
Yeah.
It spurred us on, with your guys' encouragement to get out there and exercise. We were always quite clean eating to begin with.
Yeah. Yeah.
And healthy eating. So weight-wise, we may have dropped a few pounds, but not that much. But we maintained our muscle. We maintained positivity. We maintained, which is helping us get through this a lot easier. And had it not been PC-PEP, because we asked those questions and we were told, oh, you're not overweight, you're fine. Your diet, you must be living okay.
Yeah.
That was given to us.
We did ask, and it'd be prior to PC-PEP, we said, well, what can we do? Well, wait.
So by finding PC-PEP and by digging into it and just giving it a chance, did I like everything at first? No. It was hard to grasp. It was hard to understand. It was too much. I was overwhelmed. So it's like he had surgery. He can't do the Kegels.
Yeah.
But we can watch it and understand it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can eat healthy here. Do we do it perfectly? No. But we do it. And if our aim, even now, almost, a year and a half into it?
Yeah.
Our aim is 4 days a week is totally vegetables.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And if we sneak a piece of fish or or home range chicken in there once every 2-3 weeks, hey, fantastic. We're getting a taste.
Right.
But for the most part, it is clean eating, healthy eating, no sugars, as much as possible. We still do some dairy.
Yeah.
But it's not heavy.
Yeah.
And we feel so much better.
Yeah. Wow.
But we were doing it first, but this encouraged us to do more.
Yeah.
And
And
the guys,
we still have to say, okay, we fell off the wagon. Let's get back on.
the tools that the program
tools, yeah.
that it gave us, even for when I found myself going down some of these rabbit holes, just the relaxation techniques, so, just for me, the heart math monitor, it was helpful, but even I think the breathing was the most important. It worked the best because I still do it. If I in bed at night, if my head gets going, and it does,
Yeah. All our heads
oh,
keep
you're
going.
going over your Yes, all this background chatter. It's a good,
Yes, yes.
did the breathing techniques really, because I use it even still, just to try to get refocus and relax. Um, and like say the exercise program or the dietary program we did it together. It was really extremely helpful and for us for our relationship, going through this. Gave us
It
something
built stronger.
it built us stronger. It
It
did.
opened
It
up
really did.
communication.
It really did.
And we're actually working at the same goal.
Yes.
Is it easy? Do we have arguments and distance at times? We sure do. But
Just like us, just
Oh,
like
yeah.
everybody.
normal. It's normal.
Beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. But that's how we get things out because you can't read my mind. You don't
Right.
know what's going on inside. I tell sometimes, Rob, look, this may not come out the right way.
Spit it out and work it out.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well said. But let me spit it out. Let me try my best.
Yeah.
And maybe we can edit it together. Maybe we can make sense of it together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sometimes
That's
you
what we have
start-
wanted to do.
Yeah, sometimes you start with one thing and then you realize that's not what the real problem was.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's digging deeper, getting to know each other, building that retirement toward, life, our senior years, whether it's 3 years, whether it's 23 years, who knows? There's no guarantees, but let's make it good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so we do what we can and we'll get back to the rest,
Yeah. I mean, because after the exercises and the Kegels after surgery that I recovered from the initial surgery after that first 4, 5, or 6 weeks, had I not had that exercise schedule and program and the Kegel exercises, Rob's videos were just fantastic, showing us how to work into that and how to do those and you as well, in the exercise videos. It just got me back, got us in together, got me back to where I had some control again. You got your continence back, eventually. Takes a while, but after a prostatectomy, but had I not had that, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been probably in a doctor's office saying, "What do I do? What do I do? Why isn't this coming back?" But this gave me the path, and
it gives you control. It's your fault if you don't do it.
that's right. It's your own fault if you don't do it. But it gave me more tools, to use to get back some semblance of normal again, and that's what we're all striving for. Try to get back to what
The new norm.
our conception of normal is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, it's interesting because what I think I hear you say, and that really resonates with me and so many of the patients that we heard over the years in the program, is that PC-PEP somehow changed how you talked about health, about stress, about health and well-being together. So because PC-PEP is built around the idea that health is more than medical treatment. It's a holistic approach to life and well-being. It's taking matters into our own hands and understanding that there is a role that I play in my own health and that you can't enter my home to change that. So there is some responsibility at my end to try to do some things that will help me stay more healthier, more clear-minded, more loving towards the most important people in my life. And so I hear you both resonate that. How does the idea that health is more than the medical treatment, how does that resonate with your own understanding of what is to be healthy? Even be an example in our own community, be it our family, be it the people that are surrounding us at work, in the various environments that we go into.
It 100% resonates because I mean the program touches on all, to me it seems like all the key components or all of what
life
of
is,
what health is of what health is. I mean
or should be.
or should be. I mean, it's not about getting a prescription from a doctor, not just about that. It's about what you do outside of that. And this And when you don't know the program, if you don't know, the program gives you those components, the things that are key to our health. About exercise, about diet, about our relationships, about our mental health, about our about how we interact with our family, friends, community, work associates, and it touches on all those things and gives us a way, really shows us a way.
It
And
gives us a reward.
yeah,
We're rewarded with ourselves. We're putting us first so that we can be there for everybody else. We take care of our kids. We take care of our parents. We take care of his workload. We take care of neighbors. We see too, right? And it's put us out there a bit out of our comfort zone of being vocal, but it's so rewarding if we can save one person, just one person from going through what
so
we went through, the trauma we went through, the horrors we went through, the unknown uncertainties, and we give them a direction to at least check it out and try it out. Then they can make their own decision. You know, it's what you do with the information. And if they don't have a chance to have that information, some of them aren't going to make it. And that's heartbreaking. And people need an option. They need a place to go that's safe. They need a place that they can just speak from their heart as opposed to being in fear or judgmental or uneducated or whatever the case may be. We don't know this. Unfortunately, our medical, system is set up that you don't have that support. You have direction and medication and results that you need, but you don't have the daily
no,
impact.
that connection,
Our
that
communities,
connection.
Absolutely.
families are broken apart. We live in
Yes.
distances.
Yes.
Everybody has a busy life. This is happening to younger people.
Yes.
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 Mike was 61 when he started,
Yes.
but it's happening. We have friends that it's happening to in their 50s.
Yes.
So we're
yes.
telling, he was 3 days out of the hospital and we went to a meeting and he stood at a tailgate of a truck with a bunch of men and a couple of us women. And we're
Right.
talking about PSA
Wow.
Yes.
for an hour and a half. And we had the guys going back and saying to the doctors, I want blood work.
I want my
And they're
PSA
teaching
check.
us and saying, I need my PSA check. We unfortunately had a couple friends come back with positivity.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we maybe intervene at a time that's giving them a better chance. So the education has to get out there. We've gone to the hospitals and doctors' offices and cancer care programs and talked to some people. We're not even seeing a poster about PC-PEP.
Yeah.
We're not being told by the people that should know about programs, let alone it being one of the best ones out there, PC-PEP, because I've looked into a few. And this is the one that hit all the check boxes.
Yeah.
This is the one that gave us confidence that we can get through this. It gave us the support. I'm still emotional about it.
Yes.
Um,
So am I. Yeah.
It helped us strengthen who we were, and we thought we were good until you get this thing. And I can see where it can tear people apart. But with your program, it gave us the togetherness, the support we needed from each other. You're not in it alone. We've sent a few texts and questions, and you and your staff and Robin have gotten back to us immediately.
Yeah.
So we can't wait to go on top of that rooftop and yell it out to everybody that walks down the street.
Just-
Have your PSA checked.
Yeah.
Do this. My kids, they're 40s and onward. It's like, get your PSA checked. This is the first time cancer has entered our family.
Yeah. Our immediate. Yeah. Just knowing, just the mere fact whether you use it, just knowing that there's a community out there, that you and Rob are out there. We can text
dedication.
you and ask you a question, and you will, and you answer,
Cody,
which is the Cody, the state, and the community at large, the PC-PEP community, I'll call it at large.
Yeah.
I know
Mentors.
I know I can reach out to some of the other mentors and
Our
ask them
system.
the buddy system. We can ask questions and we'll get an answer. There's somebody out there that actually cares and interested in responding and interested in how we're doing.
Yeah.
And that is powerful.
I mean, for Mike and I, we've both been fairly healthy. We have done things moderately right our whole lives. We had quit smoking 8 years, 10 years ago,
Yep.
type thing. Not for the first time, but
Yeah.
you get better at it.
Oh, totally.
Get better at practicing.
We hang with our circle of friends that still do, and whatever else. We enjoy life, but after surgery, we went to a dance. He could not jive
No.
or do something, but we could slow dance, and we were with friends, and we listened to the music.
Yeah.
We did things like that to just start living our lives again instead of cancer living us.
And that's,
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. Well,
Like I said, little things, and we're getting known in our community that people are coming up to us saying, "I just got diagnosed.
yes.
Oh, come talk to us."
Yes. 2 neighbors. One immediately across the road and one 2 doors down.
Another one that's reoccurring.
Yep.
We have other types of cancer people come, and I'm saying, like, there's cancer PEP, there's PC, there's
Absolutely.
this is out there. It doesn't matter what type. You have to be in a well position physically to help yourself.
And this program will give you the tools
This will help you get there.
will help you get there.
You'll do better than what you were doing, even if one thing. Cut out the chips.
Yeah. Do one thing. Yeah.
Once a week, one cookie.
Yeah.
Start small, build up.
And that's what we tell people. Just do what you can do in those moments.
We all know our world is not healthy.
Don't try to take it all in at once. Take it a piece at a time. Small bites, small steps.
So, I made corned beef and cabbage the other night. I left the corned beef out. Everything else went in the pot.
Yeah.
And there you have your meal. And we don't need the meat.
No.
We're lucky. We're hunters. We do have some, better choice of meats, but we limit that.
Yeah.
We save it for if the kids are coming home and they want to do a barbecue. Then we will choose
A special
clean meat.
special occasion or something. But it's taken it out of the regular routine. It's not.
Yes. Swap the meat sometimes with mushrooms. Mushrooms are fantastic.
Love them.
Tofu. There are other forms of protein.
Yes.
You find coffee a little strong and bitter, put a touch of turmeric in it.
Oof.
Golden milk.
Yeah.
Sugar, just like that, Albus coffee.
Yeah, I've totally dropped sugar.
Because I put a dash of turmeric into the coffee.
But
Try some honey. Try some good Nova Scotian or wherever you live honey.
absolutely.
Hey.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All
Did you know that 2,000 years later, honey is still good for you?
Yes,
Imagine that.
Imagine
2,000
that.
years later.
but use that wooden cooler.
Yes.
Don't destroy those enzymes. But I've kind of lived my life that way because of a couple of health conditions, in order to stay well. So it was to add to it, to have somebody confirm to me I was doing the right things to start with. Now I can do them better.
Yeah.
It's not the easy.
I remember something Rob said in one of the videos, and it stuck with me. It just resonated and it stuck with me, and I will probably go to my grave remembering it. Is that pay attention to how you feel after
How
you
your
eat.
gut feels.
How your gut feels a couple hours after.
Are you sleepy? Are you?
Pay attention to how it makes you feel when you eat something. And that has just been golden to me because
He tests that.
I test that. And it taught me a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like I said, most of us.
Even the relaxation techniques, the Tai Chi, where you demonstrate just how I thought, I'm not going to do that. That's not for me. And then I tried it a few times and this feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Relaxed. Feels good to
Opens
stir.
up.
Yeah, and
Getting that parasympathetic system going, the vagus nerve, that's just incredible. Such simple things,
the
little hacks, like tapping your body, like, getting the vagus nerve,
Getting it all
going for
moving.
the
yeah,
system to get, more.
Lunchtime, he gets to
Yeah.
eat just about that last bite. I'm
Yeah.
going in there and I'm putting on the video and I'm starting because I save it for him.
Yeah.
And sometimes I did mine. Have you done yours? You know, it's
I'm gonna catch up.
he has to catch up. So it's encouraging each other. If you have a support person,
Yes, yes,
and doing
encourage.
some of this together, it really does encourage a person to help someone along. And we don't beat each other up.
No,
Yeah,
no,
exactly. No guilt. No guilt.
No
no.
guilt.
We fall down all the time, and we just
Yeah.
pick back up again. There's
Yeah.
no going backwards as far as beating each other
Yeah.
up for any part of that. It's just because we don't do it perfectly. I certainly am a long way from doing it all perfectly. I do
I'm the
not.
pushing factor.
But I've learned that got to do what works. You have to do what works for you in wherever you are, because
Yeah.
yeah,
If you don't help yourself, nobody else can. They
Yeah.
can assist you, but you
Yeah.
have to be willing to help yourself first.
Mm.
You have to do it yourself. You have to find, even if you do it to just get along with the other person, that starts you into it. And then you start realizing it is helping. It's not that hard.
yeah.
It's just go for a simple stroll.
From as from an indigenous perspective, I mean, it's actually touches on some of the things that you go back in the culture that we did it that our culture did
Way of
anyway.
life.
Did anyway. It
Yeah.
really did. It really did. And we've gotten away from it, in a modern society.
Fallen to the track.
Those of us living in a modern society, modern settings, we've gotten away from some of those things. And the program touches on some of those things that it's just about clean living. It's, as you put it, motherhood stuff. This is motherhood stuff,
Back to Mother Earth.
back to nature in a lot of ways. And it really connects that dot for some of us. And so I mean, the exercise stuff and the not eating red meat, well, that gets a little pushback sometimes. But
Yes, it does.
I mean, especially for those of us that are hunters and gatherers, maybe not full time and not in a traditional sense, but a seasonal sense.
Yeah.
It works because we know where that stuff comes from.
Yeah.
We know
Yeah.
where it comes from, and that's, I think,
Yeah.
that's one of the big things for me and for some of our community members is that where did that come from?
Mhm.
I know that was in the woods eating wild berries and eating grass and leaves and stuff. It wasn't in a barn being fed,
It's-
chemically enhanced and hormone enhanced feeds in a cage. I know where that came from.
Yeah.
So that part resonates with us. And
Yeah, and even back then, I mean, I was talking to Rob the other day, because this is not to say meat is not good for us. Meat is not important. I mean, you look at all the caving, all the drawings on the caves, and you don't
Yes.
see a bowl of salad, you see animals. So this is what we hunted, but then we have fingers, so we gathered fruits and vegetables. And oftentimes, even within communities, when you look back at our history, we wouldn't be hunting every day and eating meat every day. You hunt, you have certain days that you're hunting, and then you rely on the meat that you gathered, but then also the fruits and vegetables that's why we have fingers. Look at us,
yeah,
to pick up fruits and vegetables and eat those. So even that makes sense. Give your body a chance to regenerate, But now with the industrial revolution, we eat, especially if we have a little bit of money and we can afford it, go meat every day. And then, like you said, there's not the good meat, the one that, what that meat ate and where it roamed about. But these days, we raise cattle in particular, in such, precarious conditions. They don't go out, many of them. They don't eat normal grass. They eat other things. Then you deal with pesticides and all sorts of other things that are being put in the animal. Then you have waters. We have poisoned our waters. We have poisoned the air that we breathe. Our houses are, picking up all
Higher medical things.
Yeah.
right? No,
It's
but seriously, yeah.
it's a
It became our convenient way of life.
Yeah.
Now myself,
Yeah.
as a small child cooking for a large family, it was potatoes and vegetables,
Yeah.
Every night you had your potato, your carrots, peas, corn, whatever else. We didn't have fancy vegetables, it was cabbage and, I now still cook for two of us.
Yeah.
My big pot every time I do it, because then I have 3 to 4 meals.
That's right. Yeah.
And I don't have to eat it one day. It's all vegetables. It's going to keep. And I can take out and, I have a great little cast iron and it's like I can pan fry up that leftover boiled dinner and it tastes different than when it was boiled.
Yeah.
And you leave a day between, or it's a lunch instead of, and I find my grocery bills are actually way cheaper. They are way cheaper to eat healthy. I'm not buying sugars. I'm not buying these bleached out flours. I buy potatoes, carrots, peppers, mushrooms, onions, cauliflower, broccoli, and if I
Garlic.
have a little extra and it's a good buy, freeze it. Stick it in a bag and freeze it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring it home, pre-prep it. It's all cut up. You just grab it. You have your greens. You can throw that on and a few dry cranberries or blueberries and whatever you have, apple, whatever, and you have a salad. It's easy. It's quick. It's convenient. Budget-wise, it's so much better. Not that we can go out and eat every night if we choose, but we don't choose.
No.
Yeah.
When we do go out, cauliflower pizza crust. It's good. We still have pizza, And if we do go out with a crowd, well, then we choose the best we can choose from the menu, as opposed to, we don't leave ourselves out of it. So it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not as
It's not as exhausting as people might think.
that's right. It's not as a but
Yeah.
you need to be cautious. You need to be cautious of this. It's all about choices we make.
Yeah.
Change one day or 2 days a week.
And I think it's more about what you do most of the time, not what you do all the time. It's about what you do most of the time.
Yeah. That this is wonderful. I do want to thank both of you. Rob and I are very happy and consider ourselves incredibly fortunate to be able to walk with you and learn from each other, to have that humility, that intellectual humility to say, we're going to do our best. Let's walk with each other. Let's find out answers. Let's see how they feed us. And let's see what we can take from this that we can walk with right now. No more.
Yes, yes.
And see how things change for us. We're still learning. We're still growing. This is a process.
We all need support.
Yeah.
And you have given that to us. You've opened the door. You have included
The program
the people.
recognizes the fact that it affects it affects the family.
I
It
can't
affects the
think of
partners,
enough.
the intimate partner, our intimate partners, and our families. And the program acknowledges that and makes allowances for it, which is very powerful in itself, which as the standard of care does not.
Yeah.
Does not really in any meaningful or even surface way. They don't even attempt it.
No, it's the one person and go away. Yeah. And like I said, you have opened those doors to that inclusion by having a husband-wife team even makes it different than male-female, where you're interacting yourselves. We don't understand how you keep up with any of this. Where you're getting this from, except for that deep desire. It's in your heart and it's who you are.
Yeah.
And, for some reason, the greater forces have put us in each other's path.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Well said.
By sharing all this responsibility, we can help others, get it out there. Like I said, I cannot say enough about the PC-PEP. We fell into this program.
Literally.
I had to tell him, oh, by the way, honey, I signed you up.
You did what?
For doing this. Because leave it to him, it might have been 6 months later, to the point that we did the whole program.
Yeah.
And then we asked to stay on and we redid the whole program
Yeah,
because we were so scared to lose our connection.
don't
Leave
be
the rest.
don't be overwhelmed. That's what we want people. Don't be overwhelmed. Take it a bite at a time.
You know, it's a world we never thought we'd be in, but it's a world we are actually coming to welcome. The opportunity to have such a built-up community that we never had,
And to be
have support that we've never dreamt of having,
it gives us the opportunity to be able to help.
to be involved, to bring out a lot of our inner feelings that we were suppressing.
Yeah.
Just going through the motions of life instead of living life. You know, that, like, do what you can, be kind. You know, if something's not for someone, that's okay. But if it's for you or a piece of it, you know, reach out, grab it. You know, PC-PEP has been a lifeline to us.
Yeah. And
It has
it's something we will probably never let go of because we'll always.
It's our life now.
It's part of our lives now.
Yes, yes,
It's part of our lives.
You know, and we will continue doing it the best we can. And
We always remember the lessons and some of the things are ingrained in us now, and even some of the things we've learned, the things we've heard.
not to mention our vocabulary is broadened, our comprehension of medical terms has broadened. We know what some therapies and different ones are out there and what the actual words for those are. But this is what we learned through PC-PEP, not through our doctors, not through our medical care. You know, just traveling in and out to the hospital for radiation, that was 1 hour and 15 each way on good traffic. You know, 25 rounds straight, you know, almost 6 weeks of it, and still laughing about it. And still glad we had that time together to do that.
What is it? In one of your other podcasts, somebody said, "Don't let it ruin your day."
Don't let it ruin your day. Exactly. Exactly.
That's what I want to finish with. Don't let it ruin your day.
Don't let it ruin your day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, when we first heard that, we thought, oh, wow. You know, and
That's what I thought.
And then it's like, it's so true.
It is, in the broad sense.
And I think it's given us a power that even if things don't go as well as we hope, we will be able to still do this journey together. We will be thankful for what we did with it. We will be thankful for what we put out there to other people and helped other people.
Absolutely.
And we know we won't be doing it alone. We can reach out, you know, and, you know, we like the old bingo. You have to have one.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a world-changing event. And it has traumatized us. It has terrified us. You know, we were so lacking knowledge and direction, and we thought we had the world together, and this shook it. This shook the foundations. So it was like, okay, let's stack this to make sure we're good. You know, to rebuild, to build on. And I really have to say, I think, you know, in honesty, it's made us better as a couple.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
You know, it has done more than what you intended it to do.
Wow. That's Mike, Barb, thank you from the bottom of my heart for allowing us all to learn from your wisdom, learn how do we get from despair to hope. Mike and Barb, thank you so much for being part of the pre-sessions, the Indigenous pre-sessions. You're leading those. Know that if you listen to this podcast and you come to our community, you'll get to meet them live. You'll get to meet us live. You might get sick of us, but hey, we're welcoming you with open arms. We're normal people.
We are who we are.
Look at that. All we have is love in our hearts.
Well, thank you. Thank you and love and the whole team from the bottom of our hearts. Because we are here and we are stronger and we are better
for it.
For this journey.
Yeah.
And for PC-PEP.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Love you too.
This concludes episode 13 of our podcast. For more information about our programs or to sign up for free for the program, please visit PC-PEP.org.